Heading home or heading to work?
Heading to work.
Heading to work. What do you do for work?
AI.
AI, okay. That's the buzzword.
It is.
Are
Yeah.
you sales or engineering?
I am oversee both. So I'm more on the product side.
Product side, okay. Very cool. When I'm not doing this, I'm a cloud infrastructure engineer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I was cloud when cloud was the cool thing, but now it's AI. So.
Yes. Yep.
I'm old school now, I guess.
Yeah, can't happen without that cloud infrastructure.
And that's very true. Yeah, that's very true. The scalable infrastructure to actually be able to produce the resources that it needs, right? The CPU, memory, etc., to create the work. So do you work for a big, well-known AI company that's adding artificial intelligence to products and software? Or?
No, we're the consumers of them. So I work for a company called WEX.
Okay.
So it's a fintech bank kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we do a lot of like automation of processes and kind of predictive scores, things like that.
Sure, that's interesting. Okay, so as a bank using AI, are they kind of using it for predictability on investments, or?
It's more of a fraud detection, monitoring, adjudication kind of stuff.
Sure, and that makes a lot of sense. You're going to see certain things that people are going to do if they're committing fraud.
Exactly.
And it's going to say, okay, we know what these look like, so let's go about and find them. And so banks will use your software to do that then? Or?
Our bank does.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're a fintech company. We also have a bank.
Oh, I see. I see.
And we also have customers that use our credit cards. So we offer over 1,000 different credit cards as well.
Oh, wow.
B2B. So we see fraud across all of that.
Makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, with credit comes credit fraud.
Yes.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. How long have you been working in that fintech kind of space?
I would say 20 years.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you kind of honed in on that and said, this is the route I want to go.
Fintech and AI, both about 20 years.
Okay, very cool.
It's fun.
Yeah, no, I definitely think it is. It's really interesting. The reason why I got into the technology, I as a space as a whole, I started as like a help desk guy.
Yeah.
Is because I want to help technology and humans merge. I liked being able to help people grapple with that and say, okay, this is how technology can benefit me and what I can do with it. And AI, I think, is a lot of that automation that people expected or thought that it could. In the 80s, this is what when we envisioned what could technology do in the 80s, we said we think it can detect patterns, create recognition, and create automation to then say this is something we're finding, and to say, hey, this could help you if you put it in place. We've noticed a couple of different patterns.
Yep.
And so I think it's definitely there. As a techie, as a person, I've worked in Silicon Valley and talked to a lot of programmers and developers. I know I'm not worried about the apocalypse happening anytime within my lifetime, as far as technology being so smart that it takes over us.
Yep.
So I'm not worried. I know it's going to be a benefit. I know, unfortunately, a lot of times when they say AI can do all this, a lot of times that's to get investors more than it is what it's actually capable of doing.
Yep.
So I get that. I understand that. It's hype. It's like when cloud was going to revolutionize everything. Well, it didn't. It's still the same tech. It's just not hosted by you anymore.
Yep.
So there was a revolution, but it was definitely not, a golden age. We're now in space. Now that we've got cloud technology, we're on Mars. We're ready. We've still got some time.
Yes.
But I think it's pretty cool. What kind of stuff are you, just because I'm a nerd and I'm curious, what kind of stuff are you seeing AI doing? What stuff are you guys implementing? What could I be seeing in the future, do you think?
Yeah, one area that so for the last 2 years, you've been doing a lot of, generative AI, large language models.
Mm-hmm.
Then we started doing small language models, using GPT-4o now.
Okay.
So we're doing a lot of image recognition with it.
Sure. Okay.
So it's a multimodal. So, it can do not only text, but also does a good job with image processing.
Sure. Okay.
So I would say OCR is getting replaced by that quite a bit.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So
okay.
So we are doing a lot of like OCR processing now using that.
Sure.
So it's playing a little bit in the robotic process automation space. So
Yeah.
RPA, we're kind of playing in that. The RPA companies are threatened by it.
Ah, sure.
So you'll see RPA companies adopting more of Gen AI approach.
Sure, right. To then still have a bit of the market share for what they do.
Yep. So that's
Yeah.
one. Second one is around, I think everyone is talking about AI agents, which is basically, it's nothing new. So it's
Sure.
containerizing functionality in like one package and then deploying as microservices. So that's happening quite a bit now, where people are building agents with defined inputs, defined outputs, and technology stack, the models doesn't matter at that point.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, and it's saying, and so for an agent based, it's not like an AI agent where you're like, hey, I need tech support, and you're going to an automated thing. It's an agent based on saying, here's the roles, here's what we're going to do, and it's containerized, and we're saying, here's what we can do for you and create for you. Sure, that makes a lot of sense.
It's more of a like tech side of the agent world. So it's the terminology tech agent.
Okay, tech agent.
But you can use it as a customer service agent if you want. But you'll just have to daisy chain bunch of AI agents together to do that.
Sure.
And that's kind of what we're actually doing. A lot of our customers, when they call us now, they don't even know they're talking to AI.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yep.
Sure. Wow. Okay. So you kind of package it and say and put it out there. So it is an agent based.
Yep.
It's not a human. It's an AI. Sure. And that makes a lot of sense to reduce the human cost for the expenses on stuff like that. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Sure. What got you into the space? Were you solidly in tech or banking, or like you've been 20 years? So what got you to say let's do 20 years of this?
Yeah, my first job out of college 25 years ago was just AI. Just building statistical models. I was electrical engineer.
Okay.
So and then I went into consulting, did a lot of data analytics work.
Sure.
So I think last, I would say 15 years, predictive analytics became a big thing.
Yeah.
Big data. So I got more into it. I'm always chasing shiny objects, which is kind of nice in a sense, because I'm chasing them, but at the same time, a sense of delivering value through it.
Yeah.
It's not just endless experimentation. You gotta create value.
Right. Yeah, you actually have to deliver on something, and I can't just say this will revolutionize it. You have to actually revolutionize something.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that makes a lot of sense. Very cool. Yeah, and like you said, chasing the shiny, chasing the new thing, that's tech, right? There's always something new. There's always something innovative, always something coming out. Somebody says, hey, let's put some zeros and ones together and have them do this instead.
Yes.
And it creates something. So that's pretty cool.
Yep.
And so you started as an electrical engineer, so you went to school for that. And then, and just kind of fell into AI from there.
Okay. Electrical engineering has a field within it called microchip design.
Okay, yeah.
So you're basically fabricating microchips, the CPUs and GPUs and all of that.
Yeah.
So I was a microchip designer. And to design that, you're using a lot of software development languages. There's one called Magic.
Yeah.
So I used to use that. So I was like, you know what? I enjoy software side more than hardware.
Sure. Okay.
So I made the leap from hardware to software at that time.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, CPU design, that's really cool. That's the thing I still haven't figured out, but I saw someone explained it really great. They said a CPU is a rock that we electrocuted until it thought it was a calculator. And I go, okay, that makes even less sense to me. Great. But that, that's what we're doing with technology. It's the 0 and the 1, the binary, and then you build it out from there.
Yeah. CPU design is actually, back in the days when I went to college, it was fairly simple at that time. Now it's gotten a lot more complex.
Oh yeah, sure.
More and more stuff is living in CPUs. Arithmetic processing units are getting more fancier.
Yeah.
The RAMs are like much larger now. So I am glad I'm not in the field because it's just too complicated now.
Sure, there's a lot to factor in, and we haven't even gotten into quantum computing yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Those CPUs, now that they can create fractions of a 0 to a 1, that adds a whole nother layer of depth. And and then like you said, memory seems to be expanding, right? We're creating cash systems that are operating with a lot. So yeah, you're right. You've made a smart move getting out of it and just going to financial banking. Way more money in that and less work.
Yep.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
So the work that you do, is it do you work for a company or is it kind of
I do, yeah. I'm a contractor, so they sent me out on a contract. I'm working for a large gaming company, but not gaming like video games, gaming like gambling.
Yep.
And so that's, I love that you knew that. You're like, yeah, I know the real gaming. I know where the real money's at.
Yep.
But that's, yeah. So I do that, and I manage their infrastructure. I create servers, create platforms for. They don't even do cloud because they have so many regulations. They're not in the cloud. It's all we have to control it. We have to own it. We have to have it in a building with 6 locked doors between the outside and there, type of stuff. Which so that's kind of fun. I really like that. Yeah, and that's the type of stuff. But I do like to be more cloud facing when I can.
Yep.
But yeah, it's infrastructure. I grew up fixing old muscle cars, so I think of technology like how much horsepower, how many servers can I get, how much can I soup it up. So that's how I got into the hardware aspect of it.
Are you do you containerize, Dockerize things, and Kubernetes and all of that fun stuff?
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. If I can Dockerize it, if I can containerize it, then it just makes sense, right? You're using less resources.
Yeah.
You can spin it up. You can auto scale it so that it'll expand and then it'll shrink and then it'll go away when we're not using it anymore.
Cool.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I like to tinker with it. And what I like is, it's very 9 to 5. I'm not after hours. I'm not off hours. I'm not, once 5 o'clock is in, I'm okay. I can work on it tomorrow. So that's what I really like about what I do. And so now, are you going off to consult at a company or going to your headquarters or how does that work out?
I'm going to Boston. It's a conference on AI.
Okay.
So from there, I'm going to Portland, which where our headquarters are.
Okay.
Then coming back.
Oh, wow. Fun. Okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Boston, obviously, they've got MIT out there, so they've got a lot of great tech.
Yeah, the conference I'm going to, my company is hosting it.
Oh, okay.
And it is in partnership with Harvard. Their engineering. So we're working with some of their sponsors.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So we're going to talk a little bit about how companies are using Gen AI and kind of to drive revenue.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, kind of going over here's what we're doing.
Yep.
Here's how we're using it. Here's what we're doing. Very cool.
Yep.
And so your company is putting that on, and then you get to go back there. Cool. Are you actually involved in the presentation of it?
No, my boss is presenting.
Okay.
She's the chief digital officer, so she's going to talk a little bit about the vision of the company.
Sure.
So I'm just there to support her.
I gotcha. Moral support.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And her script came from me, so I'm going to be there.
I gotcha. Okay, in case someone has a technical or something. Oh, that's fun. That's cool. And so the headquarters is in Portland. They just have you work remotely, essentially.
Yeah, I work 100% remote.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I love that. I know a lot of companies are trying to get people to go on premise, but I get recruiter calls all the time, and I'm like, if it's not fully remote, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
It's just, I've been remote since 2017. I don't even own pants. You know what I mean?
And nowadays, especially the type of work we do, you don't need to be on premises.
Yeah, and that's really it. It's like I always say, if the technology you have requires me to be there to work on it, it's too out of date.
Yeah, exactly.
It's too out of date. I'm not interested. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. That's what I love about technology.
So, are you mostly in the gaming industry, or do you?
I'm kind of everywhere. Yeah, I really do everything. My last company was CIBC Bank.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I was working with them, but they started wanting everybody to come in on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yep.
So I said, hey, I'm gonna find a remote job, and I did. It took a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's just how it was. But yeah, so I do any industry. I really love to work in healthcare and education when I can. I like to help people that are helping people. But the only thing I don't do is I don't work in the military. I don't do anything for military weapons or anything like that. But other than that, I'm open to really anything.
Yep.
Yeah, because to me, it's all tech at the end of the day. It's just what do you need it to do? Give me the application, I'll containerize it, I'll Dockerize it, or I'll automate it, and then there you go.
Yep.
Yeah, I can be agnostic as long as the paycheck is there. That's all I care about.
Yeah. And we were struggling to find people with their skill set back in the days. Like when I was at a company called Downey Financial Solutions, and I hired a site reliability engineer, and it was just the search took a really long time to find people who have the skill set, who understand like CI/CD pipelines we need to build.
Right.
It was just really hard.
Sure. No, absolutely. And that's the problem. Like you mentioned, ChatGPT or GPT. You have a lot of people. I literally, this last company that hired me, they said, we hired you. We was interviewing. They disappeared. And then they said the guy that we hired was using ChatGPT to answer all the questions. We didn't know. Yeah. And that's what they were doing for the job. He had no idea what he was doing. And I was like, yeah, well, that's, once he can't find the errors that happen in AI and ChatGPT, because you don't know what you're looking at. So he deployed something and took the company down for 48 hours. So he's like, it cost us millions of dollars, and that was it. So I was like, yeah, that'll happen. He had the right answers for the time being, but he got behind it. Yeah. So finding the skill set is there, but I talk to developers all the time, programmers, IT professionals, and I always tell them, I go, look, it's there. Automation, Dockerization, containerizing, and cloud is infrastructure that's always going to have a position for the next 30 years. Because I've worked for a lot of government, and the government is 10 years behind private sector at best.
Oh yeah.
So they're just now going, well, let's start, I guess, looking into the cloud, I guess. Whereas I've been doing it for 15 years. They're over here saying, well, we'll start soon. We'll think about it soon. And that means that there's another 20 years of government sector going into the cloud, which is great. But so I get what you mean though. Having the skill set, having people that know what they're doing and actually know what they're doing, it can be hard to find. That's for sure. That's very true. So you're here from Chicago originally, then?
I lived there 14 years.
Okay.
I lived in Georgia before that.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I did my master's there at Northwestern. So I came here for that. But I did my bachelor's a long time ago in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I was in the South for quite some time.
You said I want to be a lot colder, so I'm going to move to Chicago. I'm way too warm over here.
And I was in Atlanta, Georgia. It was a different world there.
Oh yeah, completely different worlds. Yeah, such an interesting city. And what I like about Georgia, Atlanta, it's like a 9-hour drive. It's not far if you want to road trip. So I've road tripped out there. And like you said, it's a great city. There's a ton of cool stuff.
Yeah.
But
I love the people there. Yeah. But I think the opportunity that I was looking for, it wasn't there. Yeah,
not yet. Yeah, I think it's getting there. Atlanta's definitely getting there, but Chicago has the growth already. Yeah. And obviously techies here in Portland, West Coast, so they've got a ton of techie stuff out there as well too. Yeah, but it's definitely coming. I'm seeing Atlanta, Georgia. When I was there last, a lot of properties were selling and being bought up by investors, and a ton of money in new construction and all that. I think in 5 years it's going to be another major city. Yeah. I think it's definitely getting there.
I mean, the location, geography is perfect.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Middle of the country, it can go any direction, couple of hours. That's again what's so great about Chicago. Here at United, as you know, it's a 2-hour flight. If you want to go to New York, it's a 3-hour flight. If you want to go to Portland, so it's like it's right in the middle of the country.
Do you have a family here?
I do. I have my daughter here.
Yeah.
And then I just got married, so she's in Mexico, splitting the time, but she's actually finally coming in 8 days.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah, so I'm super excited. And it's not like a mail order bride. We dated, and I've gone over there. She's come back. So it's not like but yeah. So she's coming. So she lives here. My daughter's here, and then I grew up in California, so all my family is out there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I was in California 2 weeks ago.
Oh, nice. What part?
Palo Alto.
Palo Alto. Yeah, of course. Tech Central makes sense. Yeah, I moved here from San Jose, so not far from Palo Alto at all. Yeah. But it's great. Yeah, I definitely miss California. I miss the weather. I'll probably be there when my daughter's 18. I'm going to head back, but until then, I'm here. But it's great. It's a big city. There's a lot to do, so I'm enjoying it. Do you have family out here?
Not really, but I would love to move to California,
Yes.
San Diego area. Just
Exactly what
love
I was
that.
thinking. Yeah, when my daughter turns 18, that's where I want to go. Either
Yeah.
back, yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
little too expensive, but
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay.
it's worth it, right?
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Yep.
Yeah, especially San Diego. That's so funny. I was just talking to someone. She lived out here for years, and now she lives in Los Angeles. And
Yeah.
she said the same thing. She's like, San Diego is just so great. It's expensive as heck, but she's like, but it's just so nice. It's
Yeah.
yeah. And that's. I grew up out there. I can't do winter. Half the year is just it's too cold for me.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll probably get out there eventually.
I'm surprised there's a lot of traffic on a Sunday.
Oh well, there's always traffic
Oh, yeah.
on this. This is a specific area, and you're gonna see it just opens up and for no reason. And you're like, why was all this? What happened? Why is this like this? And it just is like this. Plus, there's a lot of people that are essentially doing what you do, where they go
Yep.
and they commute on from Monday to Friday, and then they come back.
Yeah.
And so the airport, there's a lot of traffic to it on Sundays. Yeah, plus they were doing construction all over here. They're still doing it. So yeah, it just makes everything very difficult. Very difficult.
There's a new casino that opened in the city, right?
That's right.
I don't know if it's like how new it is, but
Mhm.
there's something going on.
Yes, yeah. I forget what it's called. I think it's the Rivers Casino. There's one there, and then they're gonna open an even bigger casino complex. They just got approved for it. They're gonna do a ton of construction, and it's gonna be, we're talking huge, like casino. It's gonna take up like a couple of blocks. It's gonna be right on the river.
Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be very fancy. So
Yeah.
I'm pro casinos, I guess. I don't know. People are like, oh, it's gonna be criminal and blah blah blah, but like, I don't know. Where I grew up, my hometown, we threw a casino in there.
Yeah.
It's California, so it was like, it's no big deal, and it was fine. The crime rate didn't shoot up, nobody died, and it's fine. So, yeah. And again, obviously, I work for a gaming company, so
Yeah.
I'm very familiar with it in that way.
I feel like it will be good for the economy.
But yeah, right. It's going to create some jobs. Going to have people go there. I take issue obviously with people that are addicted to gambling that need the help, right? And unfortunately, they obviously they succumb to it. Maybe people that need recovery and general addicts, gambling becomes a thing. They can quit the other stuff, but they end up going to gambling because it's a legal one. So it just becomes a problem that way. But I think it's games. I think it's fun. I'm able to go and gamble and not become hooked on it. I know I'm just there to lose a couple $100 and then I can walk away from it, and that's fine. But yeah, so I think it could be good, and it is. It's right there. It's right downtown, not far from where I picked you up. It's going to be another facility there, right by the river. But have you been to any of the ones over here, like the Riverboat Casino that they got outside in the burbs?
I have not.
Yeah, I haven't either, but I want to make a trip just to go because it's on a boat. I feel like that's very classic American thing, Riverboat Casino.
All this time I've been to Chicago, I haven't been to a casino here.
Yeah, well, you are and are not missing anything.
Yep.
At the end of the day, it's just going to hit you in the pockets, but it's a fun experience if you go there to have fun. Yeah. All the leaves are starting to change over here.
Yeah.
Winter's coming.
Yep.
Winter's coming.
There's this one tree right by where you picked me up from, and last year by end of October it was all red.
Oh wow.
It was amazing.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
But so far it's still green. So that's when I know the fall is like at the peak when that tree turns all red.
Right, once it goes red. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's what's great. Chicago definitely has a great fall.
Yeah.
It really is so beautiful. But then winter comes and it's all yellow.
Yeah.
And everything's dead. I remember I took my daughter to California because she hadn't been since she was 3.
Yep.
And I took her last year, and it was I think April or May. And she's like, everything's green. I was like, yeah. And she's like, what? Everything's alive. I was like, yeah. She's like, why are we in Chicago? I was like, talk to your mom. That's not on me. Sorry, but Yeah, because it's just like I was like, that's what I grew up with. Evergreen. It's always green in California.
Yeah.
The winter's just a little rainy, but that's about it. Sorry about that. Here, still telling me to break the ear.
That's pretty good, though. It told you.
Yeah, it does. It'll do that, and it'll also break for you if
Oh.
you get too close, which it was like just about to.
Which model is it? Which year?
This is the 2021
Okay.
RAV4. Yeah, it's great. I got it obviously middle of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So it only has like 30,000 miles on it.
Nice.
Yeah, it just has nothing on it, so it's great. And these things go hundreds of thousands of miles.
Yeah. I used to have one.
Yeah, the RAV4.
Yeah, RAV4, but it was I bought it in 2011,
Okay.
and I gave it to my dad a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay. Right. They
Yeah.
last forever. That's
He
amazing.
still has it.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. And it was a Chicago car.
Chicago, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And so
It
the salt.
survived the winter, salt, everything.
That's great. That's amazing. Yeah. Good to know. Yeah, I'm hoping I get 10 years out of this one.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I do. I definitely think I will. It's just, it's super low miles. When I got it, I was so lucky because, like I said, it's the middle of the pandemic. They had a shortage on cars. They were like, who knows? And I got this one, and it was used.
Yeah.
Right? But it only had 2,000 miles on it.
Oh, wow.
It was so I'm like, this is brand new. This has basically nothing. So I was like, I'd be dumb not to grab it. So I jumped on it. And it's been great. It's good on gas. It's got enough room. I had a Nissan Altima, but like Nissan Altimas have issues with the transmission, and it just went bad. I mean, I actually had a passenger in the car, and it like started slipping, and then it just like died when I dropped them off. And I was like, oh, cool, I'm stuck in like the middle of the burbs now.
Yep.
Thanks, car. But yeah, they're nice. They add all these sensors, and like now, if somebody in the back seat isn't buckled and it notices the weight, it'll say like, "Hey, they're not buckled."
Yep.
Bing, 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 bing. So it's like, okay, cool. That's good. I guess.
Yeah.
It's a safety feature.
Yeah, I had once a car, Mazda 6,
Mm-hmm.
and it had a transmission issue. And I went complete manual after that. I was like, I don't want to do transmission.
Sure. Yeah.
And then I got married, and my wife doesn't know how to drive it, stick shift. So that's when we went EV route.
Oh, sure. Okay. And the EVs, but those, they have the variable transmission. Those are the ones that go bad. The CVT, constant variable transmission. And those are still so new, and they're so much to work on. They have hundreds of gears in them. They're so complex now.
Yep.
So. Yeah.
So far, we have a Tesla.
Okay, Tesla.
So far, it's doing fine.
Sure. Okay. Tesla, 50-50. I see Elon Musk, and the more I hear about him, the less I
Yeah.
And you see the stock in Tesla, you see what he did to Twitter. I'm just like, is he actually a businessman or is he a dunce? I don't think he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, we bought another car last year. I wanted to get a Tesla, but I was like, I don't want to give my money to Elon Musk.
Yeah, see, exactly. Yeah, and it's just more of that, I think, is happening.
Yeah.
The Cybertruck is an atrocity. They just had to recall 27,000, and they've only sold 30,000.
Yeah, they're terrible.
They're terrible.
Yeah, I tell my daughter it's like a trash can on wheels, and that's what it looks like.
Right, and even raccoons are trying to break into them because they think they're dumpsters. They look like a dumpster. It's a garbage vehicle, and they're not good trucks at all. Like, as a truck, they're not good at it. That's why I wonder about it. But I think like if you get an electric vehicle from a car company, they're very reliable, and they go as far as they say they will. Because I know with Tesla, right? Don't they say the range is like 360 miles, but it doesn't go that far, does it?
Exactly, it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So I have a Model Y, and the range is less.
Yeah, see, so that's ridiculous. So like to me, that's the question. That's the issue. A car company that's been a car company is going to say, here's what we do, here's how far it goes. And it's reliable, to the degree that they trust the car company.
Yep.
Yeah, after this, I'll probably switch to an electric because if this thing, I'm hoping to get 10 years out of it. I think that the transmission issue will be resolved. And then I think they'll be far more affordable.
Yep.
In that way. So I think that'll make sense to do that.
I'm really impressed with the Nissan Leaf. I mean,
Oh, yeah?
it's more on the smaller side,
Uh-huh.
so maybe not for me, but for the ROI, like return on investment
Mhm.
of what you
Oh, yeah.
spend on it, it's really good.
Yeah, that was something I was looking at. I was looking at a Nissan Leaf, the hybrid one.
Yep.
Yeah, and so that's kind of cool. I liked hybrid because it's like, the battery on electric's still kind of 50-50 on whether you get a decent charge and how to figure all that out. But now they're creating the infrastructure where you can charge cars. They're creating all the charging stations, the gas stations all over the place. So it'll be kind of the same thing. You go and charge up with gas with electricity instead of gas.
Yep.
So it's happening. You can do the cross country, which is it'll get there. But I might do that, or we'll see what Toyota has. I think Toyota's fairly reliable as a car company.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But in 10 years they can go downhill. All they need is one bad CEO, and any company goes down. You know?
Yep.
So, how old's your daughter?
She's 12.
12. Okay. Oh yeah, my daughter's gonna be 11 in November, so right around the same age. You ready for her to be a teenager?
She's already showing signs
Yes.
of being one, so yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. My daughter, I tell people I'm quickly becoming the most uncool person on the planet.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm running out of time. She used to think I was so cool, but not anymore.
Yep.
Yeah. So just the one daughter?
Just one.
Just one, yeah. That's good.
My wife is the kind of enforcer in the house, right?
Uh-huh.
So she's more strict.
Okay.
And my daughter used to not get along with her, but now she loves her.
Sure, okay.
And it's like flipped. So with
Wow.
me, I would let her do whatever she wants. And
Sure.
I think she's just tired of the dad jokes now.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's all I got. It's the dad
Yeah.
jokes. Oh, no. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that'll happen. Like I say, it's just that rebellion phase. You become the uncoolest guy. It's just what it is. Yeah, but then in 10 years, she'll be back.
Yeah.
You just got to wait the 10 years to let it go through. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah.
My wife, she's 30. I'm like almost 40.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to have more kids. We want more kids.
Yep.
So we'll probably do that. So I get to start over. So that's nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. What time's your flight at?
The boarding is at 1:05.
Oh, okay.
But I have the pre-check.
Yeah, you're gonna make it, no problem. Yeah, that's why I like when I was going to visit my wife in Mexico.
Yeah.
I would get on the flight at like 1 a.m, so that I land at 5 o'clock.
Yep.
And there's no one. You're just in. You go in. It's like a 5-minute walk to get to the airport. It's in the plane. It's so great. And then what I like also is I like sleeping and waking up there.
Yeah.
Then I miss the whole flight. I don't have to worry about any of it. I'm just out.
Yep.
Yeah. But how long is your flight? It's going to be probably like an hour or two?
No, to Boston.
Yeah.
It's about 3 hours.
Oh, really? 3 to Boston. Oh, okay. I had no idea it was that far. Okay.
It's surprisingly far.
It's deceptively a long route. That's so funny. Yeah, I guess it's almost on the way to New York, but that's interesting.
Yeah. So how did you meet your wife?
We met on a dating app.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
This is how I met my wife.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I was telling people for the longest time I was not a spokesperson for dating apps.
Yeah.
I was on them when they were websites, okay, before they were apps.
Yeah.
And I didn't find anyone. Did it for like 10 years.
Yeah.
I was on them. And I was, it's like, okay, fine. I had my kid's mom and I, we had a long relationship, but it was really terrible. And I met her on a dating app. So I was like, I'm the worst spokesperson for it. But we just met, we just clicked, and it was just really great.
Nice.
Yeah. What app did you meet your wife on?
eHarmony.
eHarmony. Okay, yeah.
I don't know if it's still around.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Okay.
The interesting thing is eHarmony Corporation
Yeah.
owns all of the other dating apps.
Oh, I
also.
didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's eHarmony Corporation. They own them all.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you just don't know. Even like Ashley Madison was owned by eHarmony, and that was the one for having an affair.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, they bought them all. They bought OkCupid, they bought Plenty of Fish, they bought all of the apps. And this was kind of the issue. It's like, they make money by you not finding someone. That's how they make money. Even eHarmony, the longer you're paying for it, the more money they make on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I tried that one too, and so yeah, it works. If you're looking for something you're serious, you can definitely find something. Yeah, I think nowadays, I think the statistic was if you're at a coffee shop after 6 p.m., they said I think 1 in 3 couples that are there are meeting for the first time.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
That's it. So I'm like, dang, it's like, yeah, it makes perfect sense. It's
Yeah.
what people do now. How long have you and your wife been together?
14 years.
Oh, nice. Okay.
15 years close to it.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Have you, did you submit to eHarmony, be like, hey, we're a success story?
No. We're both very introverted.
Sure.
We don't like spotlight.
I understand.
So that was like a good thing. It found the right people together.
Exactly, yeah. And it said, here you go. We did the test. We matched you up.
Yeah.
That works. That's great. Yeah, me and my wife, we both did for the app. We're like, hey, this worked out really well.
Yeah.
So cool. So yeah, exactly. And that's that was their thing. It was called, the app is called, shoot, I'm forgetting what it's called. But it's for introverted people. They do a ton of tests, and they're like, here, this is kind of geared towards people that maybe spend a little more time online, a little less time out and about. So, yeah.
So how long have you known her?
A couple of years now.
Okay.
We took the time and took that. So,
That is good.
yeah. Oh, I'll be honest, it was very quick, and I'm usually the type to not be super quick about it, but it was like, it's like I'm in my mid-30s. When you know. So I was like, I knew it. You just have to go through the steps that jump through this checked all the boxes, so we're fine.
Yep.
A lot of people,
It's crazy.
it's usually not this bad, but let's see. Yeah, that person's saying, everybody keep it moving. So, all right.
This
here
is
you
perfect.
are. Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. It was great chatting. Have
Yeah,
a great
same here.
ride. Thank you.
All right, I'll grab my bags.
All right.